trick, we're going to be using the ESP cards, which are comprised of 5 different symbols: star, the square, the wavy lines, the plus, and the circle, and it's repeated all the way out throughout the deck. Alright, so we're going to shuffle these cards up. Just do a little shuffle. And then we're going to have the spectator cut the cards any which way they want. And for this trick, we're going to be using 2 spectators. At this point, you can turn around so you don't even have to face the spectator, so you're not looking. Have one spectator deal out the cards into 2 sets of 5. At this point, you can get rid of the rest of the deck. You can have each spectator mix up their cards, freely keep their cards mixed and face down. So a free mix any which way they want, face down. You instruct each spectator to freely select one card and show only themselves what they chose. We're going to be using a marker card to show, for instructional purposes, what card they chose. And again, spectator number 2 does the same thing. They mix them up, they freely select a card, and again we'll use an indicator card for their selection. Alright, keep their card right there. And now you're going to have spectator number 1 and spectator number 2 swap cards, just like that. So we'll change the indicators. And again, these cards are just for instructional purposes for the people watching the video. Now, have the card that they just swapped out placed back into their little packet. So each spectator takes the card they were just handed, puts it back into the packet. Now have each spectator mix the cards again. And keep in mind, your back is turned the entire time. So each spectator freely mixes up their cards again. Alright, at this point you can turn around, you can have each spectator square up their deck, have one spectator, completely random choice, hand you one of the packets. So let's say this spectator hands you the packet. You take a brief look and you make your prediction that this spectator handed you this card. Alright, you ask the spectator to reveal what card they chose, and you can see that they chose a square. That matched your prediction. For this packet, you don't even have to look at this packet. You make a prediction, have them concentrate on the symbol, and you say you think their card they chose was the wavy lines. You don't even have to look at their pack of the cards. And sure enough, it's the wavy lines. So for this trick, you will need a set of ESP cards. It's 5 symbols repeated 5 times throughout. The stack for this is to keep it in cyclical order, which is the star, the square, the wavy lines, plus, and the circle. Keep that order all the way throughout. You perform a simple overhand shuffle, which doesn't change the cyclical stack at all. You have the spectator cut the cards, which again doesn't change the order at all. You can turn around at this point and have the spectator freely deal out 2 sets of 5 cards and get rid of the rest of the cards. Alright? Again, you don't have to be looking. This is a totally self-working trick, and it happens in the spectator's hands. So they have a free choice of whatever card they want to choose. So let's say they chose that one, and this spectator chooses, let's say, this one. Alright? And then you have them swap out their cards. Okay, and then you have them, and this is kept face down, and then you put their cards back into the pile, and they can shuffle, freely shuffle, any which way they want. And again, this happens in the spectator's hands. You're not even looking. You have spectator number 1 or 2 hand you one of the packets, you turn around, and you take a look. You see that there are 2 duplicate symbols. So that's your prediction. You pull that out, and that's your prediction. You'll also notice that out of all the symbols, circle, plus, wavy lines, star, there's one missing. Or I'm sorry, circle, plus, wavy lines, square. The card missing is the star. So that would be your prediction for number 2. You look under here, and of course they have 2 stars. So you see in this packet, they have 2 stars. So if they were to hand you this packet, obviously your prediction number 1 would be star, and the only symbol missing is the circle. So it doesn't matter which packet they hand you, whatever duplicate symbol they give you or you have in your packet that you view, that's prediction number 1. The duplicate symbol is prediction number 1. Whatever symbol is missing is prediction number 2. So in prediction number 2, you don't even have to look at the cards. Now, there is 1 out of 20 or 2 out of 10, a 20% chance that both spectators will choose the exact same symbol. And when you change them and put them back into the piles, obviously you won't know which symbol the spectators exchange, other than the fact that they exchange the same symbol. If this is the case, and again this only happens 20% of the time or less than, what you could do is change the effect that if they chose the same symbol, meaning they handed you a packet of cards and you notice every symbol is there, so obviously they chose the same symbol, you would change the effect to, on the count of 3, I want you, both of you, to say out loud your symbol. 1, 2, 3, boom, star. And that way you could change the effect. Now, again, that only happens 20% of the time. So if they chose the same symbol, just change the effect to, on the count of 3, I want you to announce your card. And they both say the same card out loud.